Hello everyone, happy Sunday and welcome to week 13 of our grade 9 e-learning Intro to Business Tech course, November 27th to December 1st. I hope you all had a great long weekend and you are looking forward to our week. I can't believe we are into December, but I cannot believe it. The time is going so quickly. Once you're into December, it just flies right to winter break. So we are so close to the end of this course and I was looking ahead and seeing that bigger picture. And so I hope you're all enjoying the course and staying on top of everything. I think you'll enjoy this week as well. It's kind of slows down a little bit, even though we're focusing on a major project. But I think you'll have enough time to really be able to sink your teeth into it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you produce. So let's get started. So just as always, a reminder that to complete your weekly attendance activity, that's your attendance for the entire week of the course. So you might want to just do that right off the heel this morning once you get started into the lessons. So for this week, as I mentioned in our instructional video last week, we're going to be focusing on our third project of the course. So this is actually kind of considered your culminating project to the business ethics and business communication units. As you have noticed by now, we don't really have unit tests in this course. A lot of it is because we are in an e-learning course and it's just really hard to kind of actually make a test situation work. So your projects are really important because they're worth quite a lot of your grades. So you really do want to put a lot of effort into them. And that's why you have the entire week to work on this project this week. You might have gotten started on it last week because I did share it with you last week, but I didn't talk about it in our instructional video last week. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes now just going through the project with you because it is worth a huge amount of your mark. So you really do want to put quite a lot of energy into it. Okay, so our project this week is based off of our learning from last week, which is how to put together an effective business presentation. Okay. And often in school, we're not really taught how to do effective presentations by our teachers because, they're doing lessons and they have their slide decks and their slide decks are full of notes. And that's really not ideal when you're talking about how to lead an effective, inspirational presentation that's supposed to lead and motivate people. Okay. Sounds a little counterintuitive, I know, but teaching lessons are very different from inspirational lessons where you're just trying to sort of engage an audience, if that makes sense. Obviously, teaching encompasses all of that, but we're not doing an instructional presentation here. We're doing an inspirational one. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to use all of our learning from the tips for making oral presentations last week. I'm not going to go through that again because you did that last week. And you're going to apply your learning from your practice presentation last week, and you're going to put it into your TED Talk presentation. Now, I don't think you've made it through school yet without seeing a TED Talk. And you know that TED Talks are... Basically, the idea behind a TED Talk is that you have someone who's really knowledgeable about something share their knowledge with an audience in a way that is inspirational, okay? They get up on stage and they talk, and they use very few visuals. The visuals that they use are there to really enhance the performance by giving some sort of visual effect, okay? And the onus is on the speaker and how they engage with their community, okay? And that is what I want to see you work on in this presentation, okay? So I'm going to go through the presentation with you now. And like I said, you have all week to work on it. The components of the assignment are due on Monday, December 4th at 8 a.m. in Dropbox. And I'll show you that in a minute. So what you're going to do is a business communication skills TED Talk presentation. You're to prepare an engaging 5-minute top, so 3 to 5 minute presentation. We don't want it to be too long because that's when things can start to get a little bit, I don't want to say boring, but it can get harder to connect with your audience, especially in this format. Okay. Now, remember, I'm the only person that's going to be reviewing this presentation. So you do have that advantage in this e-learning space that you don't have to share it with everyone. So I really want you to just own it because there's no one judging you. Okay. It's just me. And I promise I won't judge. So you're going to prepare an engaging presentation to practice and refine your oral presentation skills. Your mark is going to be reflective of how well you use those presentations tips suggested, your energy, your enthusiasm, how much you rehearsed your presentation. Okay, so again, as a business leader, it's not about so much as how much you know, but how passionate you are and how you share that passion with others. So your presentation should be 3 to 5 minutes tops, okay? You do need a slide deck with your presentation. So I want you to have visuals of some kind, but your visuals should be mostly pictures, okay? Colors, pictures, graphics 5 to 10 words per slide max. If I see that you have more than 10 words on your slides, I will know you did not listen to this instructional video, okay? And then I'm preaching to the choir, but you know what I mean. So very few words on the slides. The words you choose are there for visual effect. Like maybe you're trying to say like 100% of the time this works. And so you put a giant 100 on the slide deck to really emphasize that that is really, really relevant to what you're saying. So the visuals should be relevant to what you're talking about passionately in your presentation. You're going to record your presentation. I highly recommend using Screencast or Screencastify, which is what I'm using right now, because you can show your visuals on the screen as well as yourself, and you have to be in the screen. I have to be able to see you. It's a requirement of this presentation. Okay, so I need to be able to see both. So I do recommend Screencastify. If you have another way that you want to do it, that's totally fine. Just run it by me maybe, but that's what I would recommend. Now you can choose whatever topic you would like. So what I've done is I've created a list of possible topics here, but you do not need to choose this particular list or anything from this particular list. It truly can be anything outside of this. What I say is don't do something that you've done before. You want to continuously learn, okay? If you're super passionate about something, what I would do is just level that up a little bit and try to make sure that you're adding some more context to what you've done before. So 3 to 5 minutes isn't very long, but it actually can be really long, depending on what topic you select. So again, you want to choose something that is rich enough that you have enough to talk about it that would take up 3 to 5 minutes of airtime. Okay, so again, there's lots of different things that you can do here. I used my school here. CKSS is a fantastic school but if I could change one thing, so you could use your own school. You could use the school system. That's always a fun topic for students to talk about. This really can be anything, okay? But I've given you a list of things here. When you're done, you do have to sign up, okay? There is a sign up sheet for your topic right here, TED Talk presentation sign up sheet. It's one topic per student. So it's first come, first serve. So as soon as you have your topic, I would just go and sign up so that you know that nobody else will choose that similar topic. Okay. But it really can be anything else. Just anything else goes. Just make sure that it's something that you can really, really kind of sink your teeth into and make sure that it's appropriate for school. Okay. And that's that. Okay. So if you have questions about your topic as well, just let me know. So the criteria. You're going to be following presentation expectations. So again, making sure that you are dynamic, engaging, you have rehearsed. I don't want to see you reading off of a script, that you have a maximum of 5 to 10 words per visual slide, that you do have a visual slideshow, that you're engaging, okay, all of those pieces. And your project is going to encompass 3 submissions. You're going to have the slideshow. So even though I'll be able to see your slideshow in your video, I want you to still submit the slideshow so I can just go through it after I watch your presentation. Okay. A speaker plan. So a speaker plan is a Google document. And you're just basically going to write your script in there, but you don't have to write a script. It can be bullet points. In fact, I do kind of recommend you get away from a script. So usually when I write a presentation, I'll do a script first and then I'll cut it into points. Because if I script it, I will sound too scripted in my presentation. And I want to sound like I'm having a conversation with you, kind of like what I'm doing right now, right? So it wants to sound like it's more just like, again, you're having it's conversational as opposed to it being scripted, like you're a robot, okay? This is also going to allow me to make sure that you're not going to chat GPT and saying, write me a presentation script about this topic. Okay, this has to be from your heart. This has to be something that you are sharing. Now, it can include research, but I think it should also include personal stories because that's what's engaging to your audience, right? So if you're going to talk about what you think should change within the school system, I would expect that you would share with me why you think that's applicable to you and how the school system impacts your life, as well as maybe using other outside research to validate your opinion. Okay, so that speaker plan is important because I get to see that thought process there. Okay, so that's a Google document. You've got the Google slideshow, you've got the Google document, and then you have the recorded presentation link. I do recommend that you do upload your presentation to either YouTube and just mark it as unlisted and share the link that way, or you do it in Google Drive, upload it to Drive and share the link with me that way. Usually one of those two ways makes sure that the video works. Okay. So those three components, so you've got the slideshow, the slide deck of visuals, the speaker plan, which is that Google document, and the recorded presentation link. So those three components are to be submitted in Dropbox. Okay. And that's that. Okay. So again, I think I've gone through all of my expectations and made them pretty clear. And otherwise, the marketing structure is here for you. When you're done, you're going to submit it in Dropbox. If you go to Dropbox Unit 3, Business Communication, you'll see Project 3, Business Communication TED Talk Project. This is where you're going to submit your three components, okay? You do have all week. So what I recommended here is that you work on it, and then on Thursday, you maybe practice. This is when you're going to start practicing and rehearsing your presentation. I really recommend that you rehearse at least 3 times. And that you also potentially rehearse it in front of someone else and get some feedback before you actually record it. Okay. And then I recommend that you record the presentation on Friday and submit it. Of course, you do have the weekend. Everything is due Monday, December 4th at 8 a.m. But it's always nice to get all the work done for the course during the week. And you only have this one project this week. So I do have high expectations. Okay. So please make sure that you are putting a lot of effort into this. Don't leave it to the final hour because you think, oh, I just have this one thing to do. It's definitely going to be reflected in your work. And again, this is going to be weighted in and around 8 to 9% of your overall mark by the end. So you want to put your best foot forward. Okay, so that's that. You've got your presentation, the attendance activity as always. If you have any questions, you know that you can definitely send me an email. We can pop into a Google Meet. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week and I'll see you online.